Hey everybody, my name is Robert. I want to say thanks for coming to this channel here. Tonight I'll be talking about a question that's been asked a lot. I've seen this in the forums, and actually someone approached me the other day asking me what I thought. So the question is, should I get a short bed or a long bed Toyota Tacoma? If you haven't come to this channel before, I do a lot of reviews, DIYs with my kids, and I go out on trips and do some vlogs. So if that's something that you do like, please subscribe and share, and I would really appreciate it. All right, so going back here in this picture, this is my truck, and as if you don't know, this is a short bed. So it's a double cab. Double cab means crew cab in other makes, but Toyota likes to call it double cabs, DCs. There's also access cabs, which are what they would redefine in other manufacturers as extended cabs. All right, this is my Taco, and as you can see, it is a short bed. If you're not familiar how short beds look or how to spot one, is that if you look at this fender here in the rear, if it's right by the back firewall here, you know it's a short bed. Long beds will literally have a foot. So the difference literally is a foot between the two. But there are some differences when you're driving. So that's why I want to address, and also space, of course. So again, this is a short bed. I'll show you a long bed picture. So that's a long bed. Again, let's see if I could put it side by side, sort of. I'm going to shrink this down so you guys can see. So like I said, the long bed has that extra foot literally here than here, and because of that, the wheelbase is going to be a foot longer. The fenders and the cab is literally the same. There's no difference between that, so all the parts are interchangeable. It's literally from the back of the cab to the end, the bumper. So that is the difference in there. It's about 6.5 feet. The short bed is 5.5 feet. So that is the physical difference between the two. All right, so on-roading. So if you never off-road, I think the biggest challenge with this, or the biggest difference in this, is parking one, because the turning radius is a little bit wider, and also parking maybe in a garage. So a lot of people have garages, and some garages, they're not worried about the height as much. They actually worry about the length, and that extra foot makes a difference to make it fit inside the garage. So those are things to consider. The advantage of the long bed is that it's a foot longer, so you have more square footage literally to store things, to put plywood boards, surfboards, just anything. Also, if you're camping, whether you're stuffing your bed with the stuff, full of stuff, that's a foot difference. So not just a foot in depth, you also have your width. I think it's about 5 feet width, approximately, and also height. So you have volume in 3 different places. You have more volume. So this is an example. This person was showing some footage for Black Bear Pass about that Jeep accident. But this is a switchback that he's coming to, and you can see how curved that is. That's really curved. And with a long bed, it's just going to be a little bit harder with that turning radius than a short bed. This is a Jeep. This is a Jeep Wrangler, I believe. And he has to, you'll see him approach that edge right there. And then he's just going to back up and do a 3-point turn. Now, the longer the bed and the longer the wheelbase, the harder it is to make that turn. So if you had a really tight switchback, you know, you're getting close to the back wall to back up, and then the front, so you're not going to have as much room. You're a foot longer. So that's something to consider when you're off-roading, if you do off-road. Another thing about off-roading is getting high-centered. So this guy is a short bed here, a Tacoma, but you can see when there's that big bump, he could get stuck in the frame, and the longer the length of the frame or the wheelbase, the more high center you can get. This guy on YouTube, short bed too. So these are short bed guys getting high centered. That one's hard to see, but that's Yeah, you can get high centered anyways with anything with that. But you can see, like I said, you can get high centered on it. Now, I chose a shortbed, not only because I drive a lot in the city. Um, it's because I wanted a manual. So the only way you could get a long bed with a 6-speed transmission would actually be getting an access cab. So you'd have to get an access cab. But here's an example of access cab. It's a long bed right here. So that will, at the time, 2016 and up, they actually had a manual. So that's the only way to technically get a long bed, unless you're doing some custom work or something like that. Yeah, like this. If you're actually doing this kind of long bed, we know it's Photoshop, but it's just funny. So capacity wise, like I said, you're gonna be able to get more load. As far as I know, there's the springs and the suspension's the same on both long bed and short bed, so they should handle the same weight. I think it's just because of that 1 foot. So in a nutshell, you gotta ask yourself, where am I gonna off-road? Is it gonna be wide open spaces or tight places? Am I gonna be concerned about parking outside or inside, or maneuvering, whether it's off-road or on-road? Am I concerned about storage? Do I need the space to load things, long things especially? That foot does make a difference. Size does matter. So it just depends on what you're looking for. Price-wise, I believe everything's pretty close. It's pretty negligible. So it's more, again, those features. So if you have any questions or comments, please post below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell icon for new notifications. And I really appreciate you coming down here. Please share with your friends and family that you think that might need this information. That's about it, guys. Peace out.